the wheel, in its very essential nature, I think, comes from a lot of different things, but mostly my Druid training and the whole just melding in with the seasons of the year, how they affect us, and then you start thinking about the moon, and the moon goes from dark to quarter to full to third quarter, and everything works in a cycle. Then we think about a planting cycle, and a planting cycle is the same. It starts from decay and genesis, if you like, and it starts to move around, and everything is in a circle. Everything works that way. So the wheel, I guess, when I'm using it as a divination tool, it can answer questions about past lessons good lessons that we've learned from the past, about present indicators and future potentials and possibilities. And in the very center is the salmon of wisdom, is the wisdom pool, which will encourage us to bring up the moments of wisdom that we have deep in our unconscious, which it asks us to bring up into conscious and use to move a project forward. So how did I end up by calling it the Wheel of Segais? Well, the Wheel of Segais comes from the Well of Segais. I just love the story of the Well of Segais, and it somehow was a real inspiration for me to put this wheel together. So the story of the Well of Segais is that there is a magic pool, and it is the other world of the source of the Boyne, the river. And some say that the pool is held in the navel of the goddess Bo-Ann. And that if we dive down deep into the pool, then we reach the cauldron of inspiration and wisdom and rebirth. And around that pool, there grow 9 hazelnut trees. And the hazelnut trees drop their hazelnuts into the pool, and they are eaten by the salmon of wisdom. And the salmon of wisdom cracks those nuts, and the shells flow down all of the streams that come out of the pool. And they say, if you have not drunk from the Well of Segais, you will not become wise. So the wheel for me is a way of finding our own inner wisdom, becoming wise about the questions or the things that we would like to accomplish. So it's about the cycle of all things. It's the innate cycle of everything. And the more that I test it, the more I find that there isn't any situation that I have found so far in which it doesn't work as a cycle of from Genesis all the way around to decay, and around we go again. I also use this as a facilitation tool for working on the progress and the process of a project or a business or a relationship or an intention or something that we want to achieve, without the word divination ever being used. So these are some of the things that I'm keen to do. I am keen to teach people to read the wheel, but I'm also keen to teach people how to use it as a process and a facilitation tool. We always start in the quadrant of fire, in the element of fire in the quadrant of winter. And it is there that the seed is planted. The seed actually it falls into the ground at decay and genesis, and it sits happily beneath the soil. But something happens to the seed when it is under the soil. It isn't just lying there dead. There is something in potential and possibility, because that's what this quadrant is, potential and possibility. And it starts to get that spark of life, that fire, and it starts to understand what its potential and possibility is. And it starts to move towards growing. and it comes into it, and it starts to understand its form, right? And this is formulation. Not the very outer circle, but the first circle that's in colour on that outer circle, that is lessons from the past. And it's important to say right now that there are no negative answers. All of the answers in this using this divination tool are positive, because you're asking a question. You're asking the salmon of wisdom how best to progress something. Now, there's no point in saying, oh, well, you know, this is going to be a terrible thing. That's not the point. The point is, what are the really powerful pieces that are working for you in this particular question? So the outer circle is lessons from the past, valuable lessons from the past that pertain to your question. The middle circle is the present. That's where you are at the moment. And then the inner circle is the future possibilities. And you'll see often in a reading that some things that are in your present will fall away and don't actually continue on into the present. And right in the center is the salmon of wisdom sitting in the pool. And that is the wisdom pool. And when markers fall in there, then often that means you already have deep wisdom about this particular in this particular segment. Okay, lovely. Okay, and we can see those clearly. Yes, we've got a little one off to here, but that's fine. That's a guardian angel. Over here, we've got another guardian angel, which is coming into lessons of the past. So it will have been something that you will have already experienced in some way, and it is in the segment of identity of claiming who you truly are. Yeah. So the guardian angel is still standing strong for you there, and also it's sitting in your wisdom pool, which is very, very interesting there. But so to remember, because there's a good lesson from the past there about, actually, I think, again, not doing it alone, but also not losing who you are. Yeah. All right. And that's a really important thing in terms of talking to other people. That's why I say find your tribe, because you don't want to be talking to people who go, well, you could do something.
Yeah.
That's right.